Hi guys, and welcome back to Tangy Tea of Life. I'm your host Veronica. Brittany, my co-host, is not with us tonight, but we do have a special guest in the seat. I'm so happy she came through tonight. Egi Black.
Yes.
Hi Egi.
Hello.
Welcome to Tangy Tea
Thank you
of
for
Life.
having me.
Oh, I'm so excited you're here.
Thank you.
Egi and I go way back.
Way back. Almost
back.
20 years, don't we?
Yeah.
Ooh, you old gal.
My lord, we still look good.
It's my little sister right here. I love me some Veronica.
I love you too. Thank you so much for coming. All right, guys. So tonight we're going to talk about a very touching topic, like something that we definitely need to be talking about these days, and that will be the challenges and rewards of raising a black man.
Yep.
In America today,
And anywhere.
anywhere.
In this world, it is both a challenge and a reward. When you are the mom of a little black boy, a little chocolate boy, as I like to say.
Yeah.
There is a lot, whether you're the mom or the dad, actually, there is a lot that you have to instill in them in a different way than another child has to receive, than even a black girl has to receive. There's a different value system, a different way in which they have to carry and comport themselves. Because a lot of it is, we're just trying to get them to live. We're literally, we are trying to get our little boys life. And I don't say that lightly. African American men have one of the lowest life expectancy rates. And it doesn't even matter where they come from. That's the one thing that does not differentiate when it comes to little black boys.
Yeah.
You can have them in the best homes. You can have them in a 2-parent home. You can have them around the best academic and educational system, and it still does not insulate or inoculate them from all the travails of the world that it does for other children. So as parents of, little chocolate boys, as I like to call them, we carry a heavy responsibility. But with that responsibility, there is tons of reward. You and I both have, they're not babies no more. I have a 13-year-old, you have a 14-year-old. There is a lot of reward when you see what you've poured into them. It starts to come back out, and you see them blossom and become their own little men. It scares you.
Yes.
Sometimes they push you and it piss you off.
Girl.
Can we cuss? Because I do that.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I won't cuss too bad. But then at the same time, you are rewarded for it. But again, ultimately, we're trying to pour life back into them. And there is a lot of responsibility that comes with that. We have to teach them. One thing I always tell my little boy, and some people don't like when I say this, but, he has a lot of white friends, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I have to remind him that certain things they can do and get away with, he cannot.
Right. It's sad but true.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
I have to, when he was 7 or 8 years old, little boys out in the neighborhood, they're playing in the street or throwing rocks or whatever. And I had to remind him, Taryn, you're playing with your little friend. If he gets caught, the consequences and punishment is totally different.
Right.
Than if you get in trouble.
Yeah.
You have to remember that. You won't be handled the same way.
That's sad that we have to say
it's sad. It's sad in 2019.
Yeah.
But these are the conversations I have to have. Taryn is now, he's taller than me. So, which is not saying a lot because I'm only 5'1". If I'm 5'1", he's 5'2". But he's 13 and he looks tall and he looks big. And I look at him and I know that's my baby. That's my baby. That is a 13-year-old.
Right.
But I know so many in society don't see him as a 13-year-old. Even within our own community.
Yeah.
Even within the black community, they see these teenage boys and they grimace and they wince You know, they're fearful of them, you know. And so we have that responsibility to teach them how to keep themselves safe. But at the same time, this is the hard part, Veronica. How do you teach them how to keep yourself safe, but how to be confident and assured at the same time?
Yeah.
How to have your swag at the same time. How
That's
you do
hard.
it, girl? It is. It is. How you do it?
That's hard. And you know what? To be honest, and I feel bad for saying this, but I haven't really sat down and talked to Chad about that. It's like I depend on the men in his life to sit down and talk to him about that, which they do.
And
Okay.
that's an asset. That's a value that you have, in which the men in his life are there to have those conversations, because I say it all the time, and this is no aspersion against single women who have to do it.
Yeah.
You can raise a successful man,
Right.
but you cannot teach him all the ways of being a man. I can't do it.
No.
I can't do it. And I am always blessed and grateful that Taryn has his dad in his life. Not because of me, I don't brag about it. But I always look at it as actually not a blessing for me, but a blessing for him, because there are things that are innate about being a man. Such as that question I just posed of how do you teach him how to be safe, but at the same time, how to be confident, how to not let someone push you over,
Right.
how to own your space, how to be okay with being the greatness that you are, which some people can take the wrong way and say you're too arrogant, you're too bold, you're too disrespectful, and you end up on the streets in a chokehold. We won't talk about that. But how do you teach them those contradictions, right?
Yeah.
And men can do that best, just like, you know, you and I know the ways of a woman.
Right. Because I'll be having him make sure you put the cream on your face after
Right.
you wash your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's not how a man would teach his son.
Exactly, how to groom himself. You know, it is so funny because when Terrence started getting acne, I was like, come here, I got some stuff for it. And his daddy was like, boy, don't take your ass and then your mom put that titty cream on you.
But that's what we know.
That's what we know. And we're laughing tongue in cheek, but that's
Yeah.
that's what we know. So when he comes in the house and the world has beat him down, you know, I can't tell him from a man's perspective of
Right.
how you rebound from that. I'll use this as a perfect example. My nephew Nycree, grown man now, my baby.
Nycree.
And a few months ago, he went through a situation and he just felt like the whole world was down on him. And, you know, everybody that knows me knows Nycree is my baby, but he's a grown-ass man now.
Yeah.
But, you know, my sister called me and she was like, just talk to him. Please just talk to him. And I knew that this was not something auntie could fix. This wasn't my little 10-year-old baby,
Right.
my little nephew, right? This literally was a 24-year-old man
Oof.
going through, girl, yes, 24,
Wow.
going through real men stuff.
Yeah.
And he needed to hear from a man that could lift him up and tell him how to handle himself. And I immediately said, well, hold on, Uncle T gonna call you. And I had my husband call him because he's real close with him. I had him call and have that conversation.
Yeah.
And have it in a way that a man to man
Right.
could have, and help him rebound and help him get himself up and dust himself off. And that's that value that, you know, a man brings to the table. But again, let me be absolutely clear. I am not knocking any woman that has to do it by herself. My
Oh,
mama had to
yeah.
do it by herself.
Right.
My mama had to do it by herself. But my brother would be the first to tell you, had my dad been where he should have been doing the things he should have been doing, that my brother would have learned a lot of hard lessons a lot sooner and a lot easier. He wouldn't have taken a lot of knocks that he had to take
Right.
had my dad stepped up and done the thing that he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just my little 2 cents about it.
Yeah, but that is true. There's a lot of awesome mothers out there. I know a lot of mothers that have sent their kids through college without a man being in the home. And I'm just saying, like, I feel that, like you said, a woman can raise a young boy, but they need that male figure there to teach them. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be an uncle, a
Or
grandfather,
grandfather.
you know, somebody, because otherwise it may lead to the other side of the road. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, and that goes to the men that's making these babies out here. The woman didn't make it by herself.
Right.
And I don't care what the situation is. Now, sisters, y'all know we do a lot of little grimy stuff when we get petty.
Right.
And yes, some of us do cut the men out of the lives because we play games.
And that is hurting that child more
That
than,
only hurts that child. Let me say that again. You ain't hurting that man, you hurting that child.
That's true.
But on the flip end, for those men that don't want to be in their child's life,
right.
not standing up the way you should, you are needed, sir. It's not that you are wanted, you are needed. Now, what we have to learn is men and women in relationships, and now I'm just going off on the deep end, we have to learn that child has nothing to do with the relationship. Right? If me and my child's father no longer gets along, it is not for me to use my child as a pawn to get back at him.
And that goes on a lot.
And that goes on a lot. And it goes on from both sides.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
it goes on from both sides. It goes from the woman saying, you know, if you want to see your child, you got to be with me. You know, you can't take him this place and that place. And then, you know, the man saying, oh, you got your new boyfriend, let him do. Cut that mess out. Cut it out. You know, ladies, let me tell y'all something. One thing I told my husband when I got married to him, and I married him twice. That's a story for another day.
Okay.
But I told him I wasn't signing to be nobody's baby mama. And I meant all of that. I was not, and what I meant by that was, don't assume if we have a child together, which we did, that if you and I don't make it, that he automatically go with me. And I love my child.
Yeah.
But what rule is there to say that I should take all that responsibility on? Because it ain't just, I have a life, and it's not just financial. You know, most working grown-ass women, they will tell you the finances is actually the easier part of raising kids.
Yeah.
You know, if all I had to do was figure out how to feed and clothe him, my job would be done.
Yeah.
It is that hard part. It's the hard stuff, the when they're not feeling well, you know, going back and forth to the school, being the advocate and the ass kicker for your child. You know, that's the hard stuff. So I didn't sign up for that. So don't just assume if we don't make it down this road here that, you know, he take his little stuff and go with me. No, not that. We gonna figure this out.
And the child already gonna have it hard for when the parents separate.
Exactly.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother subject.
Exactly. But let me say this. I know a lot of brothers. I'm really good friends with a lot of them. I have them in my family that step up and they are equal, or if not the dominant parent in their child's life. And let me tell you, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
That is when you see a man step in and step up and take over for their child, even when they're not with that child's mother, that's a beautiful thing, and that is to be commended. That is to be commended. But, you know, we were talking earlier, and I made the comment that, you know, in a lot of cases, so this goes into the challenges and rewards of having a son, right? One of the rewards that I always say, boys are lovable. They are the most lovable. Girls, we got attitude for days, okay? If I had a little girl, she'd be dead. Just saying. She'd be dead, I'd be in jail. It would just be like that. Because we have attitude and it don't stop. And both of us can't have attitude. But boys, it don't matter what they doing. It don't matter how they've gotten on your nerves. They gonna come to you and make sure you're okay. They gonna come to you and make sure you're okay. And so I was making the comment, that's part of the reward. And when you think about that reward system, it makes you ask the question, are we, as women, partly responsible for the rise and epidemic of the baby daddy syndrome? Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to be upset about that, but stay with me.
Yeah.
Stay with me.
Break it down.
The reason why, and I've been saying this for years, so those who know me, they've heard me say it before, so this is nothing new, right? But the reason why I say a lot of women are responsible for the rise of the baby daddy syndrome, let me tell you why. I'm not saying we're 100%, I'm not even saying we're mostly responsible, but we own a great deal of it. If I was a woman, a little girl, and my daddy didn't stay with my mama, and not only did he not stay with my mom, he wasn't a father to me. When he left my mama, he left me. That's the first man that caused me hurt in my life.
Right.
Okay? Fast forward. My mama get a boyfriend or a husband, and that boyfriend or husband may not like me, may not want me around. Right? So they're mean, they're abusive, they're neglectful towards me. That's man number 2.
Number 2.
Okay? Now, man number 3 may be a cousin or a neighbor or uncle or somebody that sexually abused me. He molested me, may have outright raped me. You know, I'm a little girl. That's man number 3. Possibly 4, depending on how many did it. Right? And guess what, Veronica? I'm only 12 years old.
Oh,
and I have
Lord.
4 to 5 men. Neglect, abuse, physically, sexually, emotionally, right? Point blank hurt me in my life, 4 to 5, before I turned 12 years old. And this is not fantasy, y'all. This is real. This happens every day. We talk about it. We talk about it, so we got to own it. Y'all can't disown it now because you don't like where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
So now I become a teenager, right? The only thing I have to bargain for love, because I'm trying to get love.
Trying to get love.
I'm trying to get love from a man that I didn't get from my father.
Right.
Right? The only thing I have to bargain is my body. So now I'm giving my body away in hopes that if I give it to him, he will love me. Right? So now I'm a teenager and I'm being called fast or promiscuous or whatever. I'm just wanting love. Right?
From anywhere.
From anywhere. Whomever will give it to me. So that 4 or 5 men now just became 7 or 8 by the time I'm 18.
Man.
Possibly 10.
Yeah.
Right? No man in my life has been stable, consistent, right? Most have hurt me and abused me.
Right.
So then I end up pregnant. And 9 times out of 10, the baby daddy done left me. He hurt me. We probably was never really even together.
Like a
he
cycle.
fed me. It's a cycle. He fed me the BS that he loved me. He fed me the BS that he wanted to be with me. But in the end, he wanted to be with me, you, and everybody else.
Right.
He wasn't trying to hold it down with me. Right? So now I'm up to 10 or 11 men in my life that have abandoned me, that have hurt me, that did not love me. And I have this baby boy. This baby boy is going to love me unconditionally.
Unconditional.
That's the reward of raising a boy.
Yeah.
They going to love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
I don't have to do nothing but be his mama. He's
Right.
going to love me unconditionally. So you say, E, how we get there to where you saying we responsible for raising these baby daddies? I'm going to tell you how. We do it self-consciously, but we do it. We don't realize that we do it subconsciously, I'm sorry. We don't realize we're doing it, but we are. We're raising this little boy, and this is where a woman can't teach him all the ways of being a man. We're not teaching him to be accountable to another woman. So we think it's cute when, he's a teenager and he's seeing this chick and that chick. We're not teaching him to be responsible and committed to the one he said he loved. We're not doing that because guess what? We never had anybody to love us.
Right.
This is the one man that did love us. So why am I going to teach him to be more accountable to you than anybody was to me? Why am I going to set something up for you that nobody ever gave me?
Right.
So I'm not going to hold him accountable when he makes a baby with you, and then I see he's making a baby with Lisa and Jackie, and Keisha. I'm not going to hold him accountable. Even though I'm his mom and I'm supposed to kick his ass, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. Because guess what? He loves me unconditionally. He don't love you unconditionally. I'm not going to share that love. This is the one person I don't have to fight with for love and attention. And I'm going to make sure that I protect my space. And the only way I can make sure I protect my space is to make sure that he don't respect you.
Wow.
Now, y'all don't like what I'm saying, but here we go. If you have had any issues with your mother-in-law, I don't care if you're married or not,
Wow.
but if you've had any issues with your mother-in-law, I want you to go back and think and say, how many men in her life have hurt her? And is the issue because she's jealous that her son is treating me well?
Wow. That's
If you have that issue, I just proved my point. If your baby daddy or your husband buy you flowers on Valentine's Day and he say, I gotta go buy mama some too, or she gonna be mad, I just proved my point. If he go buy you a new car, but he gotta run and make sure that he go buy her something nice,
Dang.
I just proved my point. I just proved my point. And so that's why I say, in a sense, we as women are responsible for some of this because we are not raising our men up to be men to another woman.
Yeah.
To be a responsible man to another woman. Because we're trying to protect that for ourselves.
Right.
I'm not going to give you, and see, that's a whole nother subject. But I ain't going to let no other woman outdo me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you better than what I had.
I'm not going to tell you to be faithful to her.
Hmm.
No one was faithful to me.
No one was faithful to me. His daddy cheated on me. You can come to me crying all day telling me your son ain't doing right. Okay, his daddy was the same way. What you want me to do about it?
That's just a man, girl.
That's just, girl, y'all better stop saying that. That's just a man.
Okay.
Cut that mess out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You know how men is. I get sick of hearing that.
I get sick of hearing that. Don't tell me how a man is.
Right.
What does that mean? What does that
That is
mean?
okay?
Exactly. But we're off subject. But yes.
Whew, that was deep.
But it's real. And like I said, it's going to rub a few people the wrong way, but I promise you, once you put down the phone and quit being mad and you start thinking about it,
Yeah.
and you think, and maybe it doesn't affect your situation directly, but you start thinking about your sisters or your friends, you know, and you watch the dynamics of them with their sons and the lack of accountability, or you watch the dynamic that they may have had with their own mother-in-law, and you're like, wait, what?
Right.
It's some truth here.
Yeah.
It's some truth here. It's some truth here.
Wow. So,
And I'm not saying that a son should not buy his mother anything. I am not saying that. I am saying if he does something nice for his wife or his girlfriend, but still feels obligated in that very moment to go do something nice for his mom so she doesn't feel slighted, that is part of that epidemic of raising the baby daddy. Get what I'm saying? If it's Veronica's birthday and her boyfriend buys her something for her birthday, but then feels like he has to still go buy his mama something, even though it ain't her birthday. Her birthday 6 months ago.
yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a
Yeah.
problem. That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Raising a man.
Mm-hmm.
Baby daddy says, I can't stand that term.
I
But,
can't either.
You know, like how you put it. Where,
Child's father.
Yeah.
But the baby daddy epidemic is
Yeah, the
different than child's
epidemic.
father. Yes.
That is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it comes from. Like if that mother was hurt all her life,
Mm-hmm.
she's not gonna raise that her son.
She's trying to protect him for herself. And it's, like I said, it's not intentional.
Right.
But all she
That's what
knows
she
is
knows.
this is the one being. This is the
Yeah.
one man.
Yeah.
Or men, if she has several sons, that will love me unconditionally. And I just want to hold that for myself.
Yeah.
This is the one that's not going to walk out on me because he mad with somebody else. This is the one that's not going to take advantage of me. This is not the one that's going to call me all kind of ugly
Right.
names, mistreat me, hustle me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta protect that. And the only way I know how, because on the flip end, right, I didn't have a man in my life to teach me what a real man should look like. So all I know is I just gotta protect this one here from me. I don't even know what a real man should look like. So I don't necessarily even know how to teach him how to conduct himself like a real man.
And don't care to find out how to teach him.
No.
Wow.
No.
We had to sip our tea on out.
Yes.
So we're gonna wrap it up, but what do you think? What advice can you give mothers?
Child, somebody give me advice. I want to kill my child every day, but I love him to pieces.
Those teenager boys are like,
Yes, sir.
love them to death, but it's, ooh.
Yes. The one thing I would say is raising any child, period, is the most selfless act that you can do. And it's okay to say, I don't know it all. It's okay to say, today I didn't do my best. It's okay to have a hard moment. It's also okay to still be you.
Yeah.
To still be somebody else other than that child's mom. It's okay. They need to see you as an individual, not attached to them. Right. I'm at the point now where, and I'm sure you went through this, when my little boy was playing sports all the time in Little League, I didn't have a first name. I wasn't even Miss Black. I was Terrence's mom.
Yeah.
And if they were being polite, it was Miss Terrence's mom. And so now I'm at the point of, no, I'm Miss Egi. I am not Miss Terrence's mom. and it's not even Miss Terrence, it's Miss T Black. No, I'm not. That's T Black, mama. No, this is Egi.
Right.
T Black is my son. There we go. But the one thing I would say when you're raising a chocolate boy, that is something so very special. And I don't take anything away from the girls because I'm a girl, right? But it's a blessing and a responsibility that the Lord said you can handle, that you are designed to deal with.
Right.
And just accept it for all the wonderment and all the challenges and all the rewards. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Yes, it's going to be hard. You're more fearful as the mom of a chocolate boy because, again, there's so many things you have to be concerned with.
Yeah, every time you turn on the news.
Every time. And some people can look at the news and make the assessment and say, but that happened to them. We look at the news and say, that could happen to mine.
Yeah.
We really do have to look at that. We really do have to, I'm sure there's many moms raising their hands saying every time something happened, regardless of what side of the fence you were on the issue, regardless of how you felt about how it went down, you've had to sit your child down, your little chocolate boy, and say, if you're ever in this situation, these are the things I need you to do. Because I'm just trying for you to be safe. We'll march, boycott, and picket later, but right now I need you home safe.
Yeah.
We have to teach them about friendships and boundaries, and that's a hard thing. Yeah. That's a hard thing, especially when you're trying to understand it from a woman's perspective, because I know what a bad friend looks like from a woman's perspective. If you being a heifer, I know what that looks like.
Right.
Right? But men don't comport themselves the way we do.
No.
So I can't teach him necessarily the same way his dad can of how to identify snakes in the grass.
Right.
But then again, like I said, there is so much reward for it. When you have a son, they love their moms.
Yes.
And they are going to protect their moms at all costs. And nobody can break that bond. It's a different bond.
It is.
It's a different bond.
You just feel the love.
You do.
Even when they're mad.
Even when you're mad.
I ain't lying. That's a lot. A lot of days.
A lot of days. But you know what? The one thing I always say, Taryn is the best blessing I never prayed for. Because I ain't want nobody's kid. I ain't want no child, nowhere, no house. Yes. Give me my pack of pills every month, Mr. Pharmacist. Okay. I'm good. We're going to pop these like candy. But he came along right when I guess God said, no, it's time. It's time. And I say it all the time, he is the best blessing that I never prayed
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. That was a lot of tea tonight.
That was a lot. It was good.
It was good. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're going to have to come back. Because
I
it's
will.
so many topics that we need to touch.
Girl, you know I'm a talker, so have me back anytime. Yes.
Please come
Yes.
back. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for Tangy Tea of Life. And the subject tonight was the challenges and rewards of raising, as Egi say, a chocolate
boy.
boy. All the good tea tonight.
All the good tea.
But thank you so much, Egi.
Thank
once
you.
again.
Cheers.
Yes.
Thank you,
cheers.
darling.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, and leave comments below. And please, if you have topic suggestions or you would like to be a guest on Tangy Tea of Life, email me, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Very good. Very good.